Hey everyone, this is David. Welcome back behind the velvet rope. Let's just get right into it today because we are joined by the one, the only Lou Diamond Phillips.
It's fun to say all three names, isn't it? Lou Diamond Phillips. It just, flows off the tongue.
I'm jealous. I'm gonna have to start using my middle name, really, is what it is.
Well, there you go. But some people just say LDP. You down with LDP? Yeah, you know me.
I like that too. Well, listen, Mantis is in the house. You first came on the scene, with La Bamba in 1987. I know, your voice wasn't in the movie with the singing, but here we are with the singing competition. Like, is this full circle for you?
In some ways, yes. Especially since I got to sing La Bamba after the unmasking, which is always wonderful to a live crowd because you just see how much joy that song. I mean, it just goes straight to the heart, man. And people, they have to dance to it. It's such a memory for many, and then for a younger generation, it's such a revelation. So yeah. So odd because at the time a lot of America thought I was a real rock star. It's like, no, I just play one on TV. But since then, having done Broadway, I was with the sort of glorified garage band in the early 90s, the Pipe Fitters. I've sung quite a bit actually recently, doing some animation for Disney with Elena of Avalor and Firebuds. And I'm actually about to go back on stage with Miss Saigon down in Fort Worth at Casa Manana, which is a beautiful theater. So as much as I say I'm not a singer, it's like Al Pacino. I keep getting pulled back in.
You do, like Broadway, now you're coming back, and the garage band. I mean, where does the Masked Singer rank in terms of, your singing experiences in your career?
The Masked Singer my goodness, man, it's way up there. I mean, way up there, because it's such a unique experience. I mean, it's such a hybrid. It's part of the sort of musical theater spectacle or in live concert performance, and then TV. The level of production is so impressive. The whole support staff, from the choreographers to the dancers to the vocal coaches to the segment producer, the costume designer. I mean, it's this amazing immersive experience that draws from all of these other disciplines, and it was quite an experience. I've sung before on stage. I mean, that's wonderful to a live crowd. Doing it in that mask, man, I mean, that's a game changer. And you really have to rethink your whole performance and how you're going to manage to engage the audience when they can't see your face.
Are people shocked, to so many, it's La Bamba, Young Guns, everything else you've done. You've been in so many comedies, George Lopez, Stand and Deliver. Are people shocked that maybe not, or, that think of you mainly as an actor?
100%, which is to me was one of the reasons to do it because I knew I'd be such an out of the box, guess, and obviously it stumped the judges, which I thought was wonderful. And because I've never led with being a singer, I mean, I tend to not call myself a singer, even though I've been paid for it, because I have friends, man. I have friends who are Broadway stars. I have friends who are Grammy winners and rock stars. So I don't deign to put myself in that category, but yeah, I am an actor who can sing and an actor who can dance a little too. So, there's all that. At some point, I guess I just have to own it.
You got to own it. I mean, you did stump the judges. I mean, listen, Bruce Springsteen is one of the most iconic rockers of all time. So when Ken Jeong is there and he guesses Bruce Springsteen, I mean, that has to feel good, right?
I don't know when to take him seriously, to be quite honest. I think he tosses some of those guesses out there just to rile people up. But yeah, I mean, come on, man. To even be mentioned in the same breath, as the boss is huge. And so it was a lot of fun. But I mean, a lot of the other guesses too. I was a bit flattered. I mean, Kevin Bacon is a real musician. Dennis has performed before, Quaid, and it didn't make the cut. But Johnny Depp came up, Keanu Reeves came up. Once again, actors who actually have performed, in rock bands. So they were circling all around me, but never quite hit the bullseye.
I mean, I've seen the Bacon Brothers live many times. I swear, when I heard that, I'm like, it's Kevin Bacon, 100%. I'm like, I was convinced.
Yay, good.
What about, listen, you've also directed, you've written, like I said, Broadway. Like, is there a part of this business like that you haven't done that you still want to try?
Wow, that's a very good question. Uh, I'm directing, quite a bit more, which is really wonderful. I'm actually trying to develop a couple of miniseries ideas. So some of the focus is going toward that. I've written a sequel to the first novel that my wife and I put out, Yvonne, the Tinderbox Soldier of Indira. That one did so well. I wrote a sequel. It's at the publishers. It'll be out early next year. It would be
Mhm.
wonderful to sort of see something from the conception of a book through to, like turning it into a series or something like that. Um, the opportunities and the avenues in this day and age, in the film and television business, it's amazing. There's more chance for uh, actors to expand their horizons and to do more. Back in the day, man, you did one thing. If you did film, you did film. You didn't do TV. You definitely didn't do commercials. Broadway actors, had a hard time making the transition. Now it's like you can do all sorts of things. I mean, you can do the Masked Singer. I've done cooking competitions, and people take it as part and parcel of a diversified and interesting career, which is fun. We don't do rom coms as much as anymore. It would have been wonderful to be in one of those. I'm playing the dads now, so I'm gonna have to walk a daughter down the aisle or something. And comedy. I would like to do some more comedy because I enjoy it so much.
You've been in some of the great comedies of our TV generation. Spin City, we love. One of your favorite parts of mine was The Big Hit. What is it like, working with Mark Wahlberg? That was a great movie.
Thank you. I love that. It's one of my favorite films because it's so weird. It is so hip hop, uh, Hong Kong action black comedy. I mean, it just it was just weird, and it's become a cult hit. But at the time, I'm not sure everybody knew how to take it, even though it opened up at number one at the box office. But I mean, Christina Applegate and Bokeem and Mark, and I mean, just wonderful, wonderful people. What a great cast to be a part of. And there were plans for a sequel. I wish they would have done it because it was such a great experience. But yeah, I mean, once again, yeah, you're working with a director who just kind of, let me go and let me do some crazy stuff. So that was quite an experience. And it's there for people to discover and to enjoy.
And they were going to truly make a part two, but then someone just axed it along the way.
Yeah, I don't. It's interesting. Yeah, those sort of things go to development. They wanted to keep the whole cast together. But once